Welcome. That's the next episode of Wall Street Station, the channel dedicated to discover the truth about the economy, stock market, cryptocurrency, and commodities. So about many financial assets you will find out at a professional stage right here, right now. If you will just fond of this type of content, you may consider subscription, but right now we'll go through the exciting world of cryptocurrency investments, and there will be a talk over the Ripple that lately has garnered many of attention. We'll just talk about it in a moment, so there will be a go through the updates, the sentiment, technicals, fundamentals. So we will just discover any elements of truth regarding this revolutionary type of a digital currency. Even though it has been hated, it has been also lately very successfully traded by many of those bulls that were betting for this regulatory battle to be over. So Ripple is often recognized for its unique features and applications, and will just unravel for you what intricacies of investing in Ripple are, uncovering the factors that make it stand out. So stay by the end, and there will be many of important features. All right, so at the beginning, I will just jump to what it's all about. So Ripple is one of the token that you have probably heard of before. If you haven't, Ripple was the one of the backbone of those type of cryptocurrencies that have been orientated toward this transborder transactions. So the idea is quite simple. When you get a token and you want to send it toward any other entity, you may just use it via blockchain. Blockchain that will be this type will be a closed blockchain, the one that you cannot have a permission if you are just inside of a group of those entities that are participating in the type of a chain that Ripple has constructed. So Ripple offers the closed blockchains, also the open, but even though it open, so you may join it, the many of the things that justify about the contractor are not really public. That's why it's type of a operation type of a structure is strictly different from the Bitcoin's one, even though it has the same I would say operational target. So Ripple as always had an approach to reach this institutional client, and also the bank was one of the main interest of that governors. So how it all works out, we'll just talk about it in a second. When it comes to the whole structure, the ratings are finding the Ripple to have around 83.7% of quality when it comes to underlying technology. So there hasn't been many blackouts. Then the structure looks like kind of a resilient, and it also lasted and been operated throughout many years without any type of a larger disruption. However, there are still allegations that not many entities really using this structure still. So there are few companies that decided to sign the contract with Ripple, but among those there are not very large structures that will put really a stress test on the structure itself. So the Ripple is still becoming this speculator asset that is right now gathering more attention. So that's what also I wanted to point out, is that the Ripple is betting on lightning fast transaction speeds and low fees. The remarkable advantage lies in its capability to process up to 1,500 transactions per second, making it one of the fastest cryptocurrencies in the market. And what we can find is that this very low cost effective option for rapid and affordable transactions is putting this chain in its unique combination of speed and cost efficiency, and therefore it sets Ripple apart from many other cryptocurrencies. As a reminder, we are live, so if you have any questions, you can pop it in a chat right here regarding whether you have any questions or just conundrums related to the topic. So right here, back from 2000, it was 2021 when we had this crypto bubble. The cost of transaction fee on Ethereum due to skyrocketing fees of powering smart contracts has reached even $52 per one transaction. It was absolutely one that has paralyzed the Ethereum blockchain. Therefore, the many users have been just run away from the chain to other in looking for better cost-effective opportunities, and therefore the Ripple was the one that had a great interest among transactors. So the Ripple cost was back below a 1 cent. So it's absolutely one that is putting in favor this chain over the other. But as I said, this the one that hasn't really gone through the real stress test. The one that has gone, for instance, Ethereum or Bitcoin blockchain. Therefore, we cannot really compare those two things, those two elements together, as the security is also the very important feature of every blockchain out there. Also, I wanted to point out the community involvement and innovation in finance. So Ripple's innovative approach to financial transactions is underpinned by its powerful payment settlements system and currency exchange, and also we can find that the whole structure is being supported by many of users setting a community named XRP Army. And XRP Army is the group of holders that are typically buying the XRP in bulk and also maintaining the price to really floor or to push the valuation higher and right standing right with that chain for good and bad. So Ripple demonstrates its willingness to not only innovate but also garner the attention of retailers, and therefore it has some of the features that predestine the chain to thrive in the next coming months. So what about next? Then one thing that many find out as the one of the troublesome issue is this XRP initial distribution. Just look at this. Founders and project is getting 99.8% of tokens. That was the initial distribution and also the one that is still on lasting. And that's the thing that really attracted the attention of SEC, Security Exchange Commission, that found that really considered XRP as the one of the structure that has been laying under the security definition. So security token will be unallowed to trade, especially that this initial token offering was unregistered at Security Exchange Commission. Therefore, so right now regulatory battle is going through, and after latest months, we can find that even though it underwent the many of regulatory headwinds, this case is still unsolved. But we'll also get back to this in a moment. Ripple is targeting the very large market of over 80 and even 500 billion, and wanted to become the digital bank on the blockchain. So right now we can find that those type of business strategies don't find the real realization in what is going on as upon its and among its many years since this solution has been founded. We could find that not many type of entities decided to join the Ripple association. So from here we can march right forward, and I wanted to find out what the roadmap of XRP is right now. There is not updates on the issue on the web. Unlike the other type of cryptocurrencies, Ripple structure is kind of closed. That's why obtaining any type of content and information on where the structure is heading towards is very scant. What's ahead for, however, its subsidiary, its daughter company, XNS, that has lately been a subject of a airdrop for holders of XRP. So we may just find that the success of XNS will be the derivative of a success of XRP. So XNS is this one of the token and solution that provided users with page domains for decentralized hosting. So it's the one thing that is pushing this Ripple structure into more in a type of a Web3 decentralized solutions that is getting more traction of lately. Blockchain name services are quite popular in crypto as they allow for easier and less error-prone transactions by replacing long and confusing wallet addresses with readable and sometimes catchy text. It has been initiated by Ethereum community right now. XRP name service, formerly named a Ripple name service, came to the scene in December previous year, promising to bring the same benefits to users of the XRP ledger. And there are many things to come related to this element, and that the definite step toward openness of the structure for more type of a retail but also institutional clients. In terms of the latest most hotly debated topic is this battle between XRP and SEC. Today we found a news that judge denies SEC's appeal request on XRP security status. So it means that right now, even though the Security Exchange Commission has really found all of the reasons that Ripple might be security in the court, the case was eventually lost by them. So they haven't had the most and enough type of arguments in order to found that XRP is the one of the blockchain that will be found as security. And this news was really the pop out the champagne event for all of the crypto sphere, when we have found that many of the users and also the whole community of cryptosphere has found that this is type of a news that is really finding that any of the token will be found as security eventually, as the XRP was the one of the highly doubted token due to its centralized manner of being delivered its services. Therefore, after the news hit the daylight, we could find that XRP token briefly rose by over 6% post the decision before stabilizing, and right now we can jump to the current situation of XRP. We'll talk about that where it may go in a second, but for now let's focus on what was the initial reaction after the news. So we can find that XRP is finding the floor possibly at 0.5 USD, and right now is trying to rise again and head towards 0.70 eventually. So we are right now getting back to our presentation, and I wanted to just point out you another thing. So after what regulatory case took place, we could find that also there was another positive news regarding new collaborations. So Ripple Labs scores regulatory green light to offer digital payment services in Singapore, and Brett Garlinghouse said Singapore's legal clarity on digital assets made it an ideal choice for the company. So it looks like Brett Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, is kind of fed up with these SEC battles and wanted to just find another headquarter for its operations, and the Singapore might be the one that will be the real possible environment to make the solutions presented and introduced by Ripple robust. So Ripple right now is revealing obtaining an operational license in Singapore, and the CEO praised the company's team and emphasized Singapore's position as a leading digital asset and fintech hub that also found that regulatory clarity around digital assets in Singapore is putting its project in favor of it. Therefore, that's a green light for all of the holders of XRP, but in order to find out whether it's a great time to invest, we need to just have a look at what's underneath the project, and we can find right there that project is developing very steadily. Since 2021, there were more and more developers joining the structure. Maybe it's not catalytic type of a acquire of those type of workers, but that's the thing that may eventually find that the Ripple is not really stopping out, and also active addresses out of the retail is even though right now in a plateau, but in the previous spike of interest we could find that this retail active addresses were satisfactorily high. However, what I wanted to point out is that as of lately, as you had this very significant surge, let's have a look right here, that was in July, we can find that back in July there wasn't a much of a much of a remarkable interest in the token. So there are some allegations that there were possibly some bots also steering the price upwards. So the algorithms may be the one that are pushing in the events like this price forward, but what we want to look for is that active addresses will eventually increase. For now, however, we are just at the levels that have been noticeable in April of 2023. Therefore, I cannot find right away the marks that the bull market may eventually start. We need a steady rise for this to happen. In terms of a macro, so I'm very oftenly just remind that the cryptocurrency is not revolving around in its environment that are separated from the macroeconomy. And what lately we've just been found is that GDP was rising, and also PMI are supposedly for PMI about to rebound. And what does it mean? It means that we are supposedly in a recovery phase for the economy. But if we just juxtapose it, the returns on investments out of the many of companies, we may find that the greatest returns are among those 7 biggest companies in US. Therefore, that's Tesla, Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, and Netflix, and Nvidia. So that environment of very high interest rates are not the one that put in favor this relatively small companies as Ripple are. This especially that regulatory clarity around this sector is not the one that is also giving investors the green light to invest their higher percentage part of portfolio. So also there are many of the entities that finding out among them there are Goldman Sachs joining JP Morgan, that also finding that this divergence between the S&P 500 stock index and 10-year real rates approaching the steepest in almost 2 decades will eventually weigh on the valuation. Eventually, also, who thinks the recession is coming is that many of the CEOs are finding that it will eventually get to us sooner or later, possibly in the next 12 months. However, I wanted to just point out that all of data will need to be treated with a grain of salt, as you can find right here. The precision of recession forecasts is dropping with the quarters to come, and with 12 months is at around 2 to 5%. And that's the one that has been directed from the economies that have supposedly the greatest knowledge on what's going on in the economy. Therefore, that any type of a service on what the peeps are thinking about the current situation is not very reliable, and there is a real drop in forecast precision curve. The near future is more predictable than the distant future, and therefore I do find that the current circumstances are not putting in favor of the repo, whereas I don't really find that we are strictly going towards recession, even though these inflationary gauges will stay for us elevated for a while. Right now we are jumping to the other technicals. I wanted to point out the market strength, where we are right now sitting at. So market is getting optimistic due to higher open interest, but when the open interest of a crypto is rising faster than its spot price, when we are the environment where we are sitting right now. It means that typically indicates an increasing number of new positions being created, and that obviously may imply the anticipation of future price movements. Traders and investors are taking new positions in anticipation of a significant price movements in the crypto, but normally when it happened back in the past, when open interest have exceeded the spot, unless we had this very hot bull run, we had a real drop right in the aftermath. So the market makers will take an advantage of the situation when the market is getting so that skewed. So the optimism in the market is leaned toward a calls. So it means that retailers are more likely to pay premium for joining to the repo market, and as a consequence, the market makers are taking an advantage and possibly selling some bags on them. For right here, if we just have a look at the price and its the market structure, we can find that we have just built right in the July the local top, and every type of a rebound from the level when this week down has been built will be just the vertical bounce from here, and we may need to prove that this local top will be the one that in a macro type of a observation won't mean that much. For this we need to build a great ground, and possibly afterwards overlaps this candle, this great bullish candle that will be, I do find, very difficult for now to tackle, especially that we are right now on RSI being broken out of a trend line. So it means that right now we are more likely to enter the higher correction, even though this rebound in price will be somewhat necessary in order to garner more attention of the retail and eventually push the valuation lower. So for me, XRP right now, after this many positive news, will be heading toward a higher valuation, especially that on daily we are right now trying to get out of this inverted head and shoulders. But before we close above this line that I just will draw it for you, I wouldn't really catch any type of a lag upwards. But if we just close right above this 0.55, I will be considering buying XRP just for the sake of rebound to 0.61. But as I just said, the underneath indicators are just pointing, and also the market structure finding that the level to reach above 0.7 is highly unlikely for now, especially that we built this local price top. So relative strength index right now is recalculating for rebound, but I do find that it's just a temporary rebound that will eventually lead to a major drop. So when I got to the next elements, I wanted to point out the sentiment for now is the one that is not putting in favor any type of altcoins, and the one that was favoring alts of lately was September of 2022. So for now, 39 points is nowhere near from betting for larger rebounds of a whole crypto industry. In terms of the price, we've already talked much, but it's a time for final thoughts and Q&A. So if you have any type of questions, you may just pose it right now. So if you just have a look in what's going on in Ripple right now, we have this regulatory battle that is still unsolved. So crypto value is driven by the type of events such as regulatory anxiety or uncertainty. And right now, before this clarity will come up, I won't really put any type of a large chunk of my portfolio on XRP. So these court decisions and also other things related to where the XRP future may go are for now the real troublesome for all of the investors, and those that are betting on XRP future might be supposedly quite conscious of what's going underneath. Otherwise, they may lose much as a possible consequence of what's right now underlying the structure of Ripple. So if we just have a look at also the current legal outcomes and crypto market conditions right now, that's what affecting the Ripple evaluation the most. However, there are some of the green lights already. Those latest revelations out of SEC are pushing us to think that eventually the future for XRP is unraveling brighter than right now. So whether you're investing or not, let me know in the comment section, and I will get back to your questions or your stance as soon as possible. So thank you very much for sticking around. For me, Ripple is the nice bet, but after this regulatory clarity will eventually being put up. And have a great day wherever you are.